Good evening, everybody. My name is Kartik. I'm one of the co-founders of ETHGlobal, and I'm super excited to welcome all of you to Cannes. This is awesome. This is not a conference. You've been here this entire week for a conference, but this is not it. We are at an ETHGlobal event. And those of you who are joining us for the first time, I want to welcome all of you here and tell you that we're known for doing two things: hackathons and summits, and primarily onboarding developers into the Web3 ecosystem. This weekend is a hackathon, which means the most important thing for us until Sunday morning is shipping things that we're excited about. And what makes this different is our philosophy on how we think about contributing to the builder culture. Our focus is very much on the builder. Everybody here is a builder. People are excited to work with each other. They're building projects that make ideas that they have come to life. We want this whole environment to be a place where you get to learn from others who've done it in the past or can help you get to where you want to be and grow as individuals. A lot of you are here to help advance your careers, just to learn how cool things are in this space, or just even have some fun because you've been doing something that you may not find as exciting anymore. You want to try some cool things, whether it's vibe coding something or trying out a new API. All these places are opportunities for you to try these things out. But the most important part that I want all of you to remember is that this is a place where showing is way more important than telling. We don't want you to just talk about ideas. We want you to actually build them, prototype them, show them to others so you can make them even better, and move off from just a presentation or just, I'm thinking about this thing, to showing them, hey, this is what I got so far. It's a little bit buggy here. I can make it better on the other side. But tell me how I can make this good for you to use. We started doing this 7.5 years ago. And we started doing this in a city called Waterloo, where Vitalik went. From there, it became a massive phenomenon. We went to all other parts of the world. Our first actual official event was in Buenos Aires, Argentina, which is going to be amazing because we're coming back after 7 years back in Argentina. We went to Cape Town in Africa. This is Amsterdam with the first Dev Connect, Mexico, Japan, Tokyo, Lisbon, Waterloo again a couple more times, Paris, this was our last France event, New York, India, London, Sydney, finally crossed that continent, Brussels last year with ETC, Singapore last fall, San Francisco, Bangkok with Dev Connect, which was the biggest event we've ever done with 3,000 people, Taipei this year. Just a month ago, we were in Prague, and we're finally excited to be back in Cannes. 7.5 years we've been doing this and getting 100,000 plus people in this ecosystem. We've done events in 6 different continents. The last count we did this morning was 160 events, and we're just getting started. Not only have we brought over 150,000 people, but we're about to scale things up a lot more, and we'll tell you more about that in a couple minutes and a lot more on Sunday. But before we get into all of this, the thing I actually want to tell you here is that tonight is a very special night. There is going to be, just behind me, which is literally behind the stage on the view, a fireworks competition that's one of the biggest ones in the country at 10 p.m. And you get to see the most amazing fireworks show in just 2 hours. It's going to be incredible. We're all going to take a quick break, watch it, see which team wins, and really enjoy this amazing weekend in south of France. But the word 10 p.m. and 10 is actually even more relevant because in just about 3 weeks, the 10th anniversary for Ethereum is here. On July 30th, we hit the 10 years of mainnet, and that's an amazing milestone. I mean, look at how far we've come. And there's going to be a lot of celebration on that, and we want to help make this an even bigger global event. So we're going to be doing individual meetups as ETHGlobal in these cities on the 10th, and these are just the ones we can confirm today. This list is going to get 2 or 3 times bigger. And we want to have all of you from all over the world help us with spreading the amazing things that we've been able to accomplish as the Ethereum community and just the ETHGlobal community bringing more developers and people into the space, into all the other places that you all live in. So you get to be part of any of these cities here, join one of our evening events in those places. And if you are interested in helping us do one in your city, we want to help be part of that too. And really sort of make July 30th one of the biggest days in the space. We're going to cover all 6 continents, so the more, the merrier. All right, let's go back to this event. This is our 3rd in-person event for 2025. And it's our first time here, which is awesome. I mean, look at how beautiful this is. I know I'm wearing a sweater, so for the people on the camera, I am suffering a lot right now, but this is the only thing I have with our logo on it. So I can deal with 1 hour of this. There's over 1,100 attendees here in this building, and we are so excited to see all of you here. 835 hackers from 67 different countries, and 29% of them are brand new to Web3, which means they're existing developers trying to build something in Web3 for the very first time. People came here from 6 different continents. Absolutely incredible to see representation from all over the world. But of course, we are here in Europe, and that's the most amount of people we've seen in Europe for any one of our events, and it's awesome to meet all of you here. And the best part about all these things is that people come up to me and tell me about them joining for our very first in-person event, their first in-person event, and by hacking on our online ones, and getting to meet all of you for the first time in person is even better, personally, for me. On top of that, there's 182 partners here who are founders, developers, engineers, DevRel, designers from all of the amazing companies, and 23 dedicated mentors who are here to help all of you this entire weekend, help build your projects and help them come to life. There's 22 workshops that have all happened today that are now recorded and available for you to watch on demand. And because this is not a conference, there is 0 talks this entire weekend. We want you to focus on building cool shit, and there will be no other distractions except the fireworks at 10. And on top of all of it, we have $275,000 in prizes we're going to give away. So you get to win actual cool amounts of money for building things that you're excited about. And I want to thank 28 incredible partners who are helping make this possible. So please join me in giving everybody a massive round of applause, starting with 1inch, Layer 0, World, Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, Avail, Chainlink, Circle, ENS, Ethereum Foundation, Katana, Ledger, Fluence, Hedera, I missed somebody, okay, Flare, Flow, Oasis, Self, The Graph, Walrus, Zirkit, we're there, Euler, Hardhat, Idmax, Mantle, Privy, Ronin, Saga, and 0G. These are all of our incredible partners. You can see them here and talk to them and see what they're excited about, and also win some prizes for integrating with their protocols. So I want to take the next 5 or so minutes and tell you about all the cool things that's happening this weekend and all the important things you need to know about your hackathon. I want to cover how everything is structured, how you can win any prizes, how schedule and communication is going to be, how judging works and how project submission works, and of course some things about the venue that we want you to know before everything kicks off. Hacking officially begins now, which means you have now until 9 a.m. to submit your projects. You can start working on your projects, and you can work with them on a team of up to 5 members, and basically 36.5 hours is what you have. We're going to be generous today, which means we're on time. You get to build whatever you like. There's no restrictions on anything other than the fact that you are building your project from scratch. You cannot add something to a previously done project of yours. You cannot add a feature to your side project. You cannot use something that's internal to your company and use it publicly without others knowing about it. And if you are not in the building and you have not checked in, you cannot participate and submit a project. And if you have an RSVP'd, which means if you have a team and it doesn't show that your team members are confirmed, they will not be eligible to win any prizes. And at midnight, we will be kicking everybody off who didn't check in, so you will lose access to your dashboard. Everything here is designed for people from all different skill sets. If you're a beginner, this is your first time, or if you've been here 20 times and you know everything, you have still workshops and content and something here for you that you will enjoy and be with your skill set. Everything is part of the info center. That's a link on your dashboard. You can see all the documentations, anything on how to use a different protocol. And all the workshops that we've done are fully recorded and available for you to watch on demand, so you can pause, zoom in, do whatever you want with those videos, but also all the speakers are still in the building, and they will be here for most of the weekend, so you can just go find that speaker and ask any follow-up questions. There's going to be a lot more things that I won't be able to cover, so anytime you have any questions, ping us, whether it's me you find, anybody else on our team, go to the registration desk, there's a help desk, there's a mentor desk, there's a lot of ways you can find us. Or you can email us and ping us on Discord, we'll be able to answer all of your questions. Now let's talk about security. Everybody here has a wristband, and you must keep these wristbands on you at all times. There's a couple of things that are important about this. One is that these wristbands are the control piece of you being let into the building again. This is 24/7 as a venue, and if you don't have this, especially after registration is over now, the security at the front will not let you pass through, so do not lose your wristband. These are waterproof, you can take your shower with them. You wouldn't need to worry about any water here. Keep them on, do not take them off. They are also specifically tied to you, which means that if somebody else is using someone else's wristband, we'll know instantly. And we will not reissue a band to you. So don't leave without your wristbands, and don't leave your stuff unattended. This venue is open 24/7, and we want to make sure that you are taking care of your own belongings, especially any valuables like laptops or phones, because we'll do our best to make sure that everybody in the building is supposed to be there, but if something goes wrong, we don't want to be in a situation where we have to figure out what happened and how, and we don't want you to lose your stuff. And of course, please don't make a mess. There's a lot of garbage cans out there. There's a lot of areas dedicated for chilling and just hanging out instead of working. If you are getting snacks or drinks, please make sure you don't spill anything and just dispose them to the nearest garbage can. Let's talk about internet. Well, all of you are here. Things are working. That's good news. But do not use mobile hotspots. The way most mobile phones work, the bands they're on, if you turn on your hotspot, you actually interfere with the Wi-Fi signals of this venue, and you'll make the internet next to people even weaker. So if the internet's not working, we actually have people literally monitoring where the internet's not working. You send us a message on Discord telling us where you are in the building, and we'll go send somebody to actually see what's wrong with the internet and what's slow, and we'll fix that. But we don't want you to just turn on hotspots because you're going to make everything else very inconsistent. The other piece for all of you to know is the Wi-Fi is the same across the entire building. So if you were sitting in a different spot and you move to a different place and the internet's like slower now, it's because your computer is trying to connect to the old hotspot router. So just reconnect by disabling your Wi-Fi and connect it to the new spot again. It'll pick the closest router. On to schedule and communication. Everything is on the website. We're making that the most up-to-date piece of information. So if something is behind schedule, we'll update the website first, and then we'll notify you. And then we'll put that on Discord, and then we'll shout it out everywhere else. So if you ever want to know when things are going to happen, anytime you go on the website and see what's there, that is the latest information. We're going to be using Discord for everything else, which means any announcements, especially about judging, any ways for you to talk to any of our partners or our mentors, all that is happening on Discord. So you get to individually message any company and message not just the people who are here, but also people in the company that are in different parts of the world. A lot of partners here are dedicating employees on their end that are remotely helping out. So if you have any questions, you can just put your questions in the Discord channel for that company, and you can get an answer even if somebody's not at their table. But remember, you're here in person, and there's 1,000 of you here, and lots of you have done different things, and you can probably get help with anybody else in the room. You can find anybody who's done anywhere from smart contracts to front end to back end, and you get to meet somebody from a different part of the world, and that's going to be super awesome. So take advantage of finding other friends here who are also into the exact same things as you. All right, quickly about this venue and food. All of you can see this map on the website, but we also have physical versions of this printout at the registration desk. You can pick one up. We're here at the stage. The fireworks are behind me. Food is behind you on the other end. Everything else is a hacking area. And on Sunday, the judging is going to be there, on my left and your right. That big box is where judging is. That's all you need to know. You've already seen the workshop rooms, and you've definitely eaten food, so I don't have to tell you all of that. The one thing that's important to know is that the exit is at the other end of the building. So the exit and the entrances are two different doors. If you haven't figured that out yet, you cannot exit the same way you came in. Just go all the way end behind the workshop rooms, and that's where the exit is. It's really hot. The venue is open at all times. 24/7, you can come in, you can hack here at 3 a.m., you can hack here at 3 p.m., you can go take a break, you can sleep at some odd schedule and come back. We'll make sure that you can be here this entire weekend. And there is a lot of food. Dinner already happened. There's going to be a midnight snack tonight at midnight. And tomorrow is going to be brunch, dinner, another midnight snack. And on Sunday, we'll have breakfast and lunch, and then a small after party here. It's funny because from everything I've been saying, this is the only thing you all took your phones out to take a photo of. And I'm kind of impressed, but also a little bit disappointed. This is, yeah, we know where the priorities are. And there's also a lot of food and snacks available 24/7, including coffee, so don't worry about being fed. Speaking of midnight snacks, in a proper photo you can actually take is of tonight's midnight snack, which is going to be crepes. There's going to be a crepe station, and you get to choose your favorite set of sweet or savory. And tomorrow, we're going to do a lot more sweet treats. So you'll see a small assorted selection of a bunch of cool things. There's a lot more local food. And that's what you get to sample tomorrow night. If you haven't already yet, you can take a selfie with your team and get a digital version of that photo and get to remember this whole weekend. It's all digital, so you can email that to yourself. That's right behind the stage area on your left, my right. And there's a couple other things that matter because we are here. We're going to be doing a movie screening tomorrow afternoon. And we sent out a poll for what movie you would like to see. And these are the two things that won that poll. So at 12 p.m., we're going to play The Social Network. That's in workshop room 1. There'll be a full theater-style experience with popcorn. And at 4 p.m., we'll be playing Pirates of Silicon Valley. Both of them are incredibly amazing movies, especially if you're into tech and startups. Okay. If you already have not picked up your swag, there's a lot of cool swag we have for everybody. And this time, you get a button-down shirt that lets you fit in the south of France, a tote bag that also lets you enjoy the beach without being a crypto bro, a cool sticker sheet, a nice scarf, and a 6-in-1 USB cable because we're tired of lending you our USB cables and not getting them back. So enjoy every possible combination of USB A, B, and C, and not ask us again. Quickly, before we get to the submissions and the prizes, I want to talk about being on-chain. We want to make sure that everything that we do helps people really understand how building for being on-chain and just our ecosystem is evolving. And we've done two cool things here. The first is NFC bands. Well, you already have a wristband in your hands, but the part that's interesting about this is that it's a special chip on every wristband that is a P256 compatible signing wallet. So every wristband is an Ethereum wallet that can sign private transactions, and it's not just a normal NFC chip. So you actually can integrate by just going to arcs.org and use these bands for any other part of your project if you'd like on their documentation page and do that in JavaScript. So if you want to understand who the hacker is, or if you want to let them sign a transaction or give them a token, you can just read their address directly from this. And you can also scan someone else's wristband on your phone, and it'll open up a page in the browser, and you get to connect with the person you just scanned. They get to choose what they want to share with you in terms of their contact information. So I can just scan somebody and get their emails, Telegram, Discord, whatever they want me to share with them. And this is a way for you to basically see who you've met and not have to worry about following up with them or finding out, did I get the right information? Did I make a spelling mistake? All those things. And the part that we're excited about is that because everything is happening through this wristband, everything is tied to the address on that wristband, and these will become on-chain attestations, so you have a proof of what's happened to you that's anonymized on-chain. And you get to maintain that history with you, and we think that's freaking awesome. The other piece here is the hacker pack. If you are a hacker, you were made to mint this as part of the sign-up process. And the part about this is that you get to unlock a bunch of perks that are coming in from us and a lot of our partners. So as part of being a hacker pack holder, you get to not have to worry about any testnet tokens for any of your projects. So you get access to testnet tokens for 19 chains, and you can just go to the ETHGlobal faucet there. And after this hackathon ends, you'll be able to mint a free ENS name, thanks to ENS, a free Lens account, and a free Farcaster account, and you get to bypass all the fees for those signups and registration, and a lot of other perks like more credits for different startups that you can use to continue building your project. So all that is on ETHGlobal.com/packs, and ethglobal.com/faucet, and you don't have to worry about getting ready for hacking this weekend. Now, a lot of cool things are going to happen here this weekend, and you get to win a lot of prizes. When you submit your project, you'll be asked to make a decision about what type of track you want to be on for the prizes. You get to go on just the partner track or just the finalist track, and you get to win the finalist prizes for that. If you pick the finalist track, you are also automatically eligible for the partner track. So the finalist track is an add-on, but you both cases you get to win the prizes. For the partner prize, the name implies a lot of this, which is if you want to win any of the prizes from our partners, you get to select which partner you want to be eligible for, and you get to pick any 3 companies and protocols that you would like to win the prize for. All that happens on your Hacker dashboard as part of the submission process, and anybody you select, those projects and teams get notified, and they will know that they need to expect you and they need to review your submission, and they'll decide if you win any of their prizes. They get to decide who wins the prize, and it's up to them to fully look at all these things that you submit. And all you have to do is remember to select the right company. If you forget to select one of the names and you're like, oh, how come I didn't get anything from them? It's because nobody, whether it's us or them, knew that they were supposed to review your project. So if you don't specify which project and which partner, we can't help you. The other piece is being a finalist. We are going to help surface the 10 best projects from this event on Sunday afternoon. And that's the finalist track. If you are making something that can be made live, follows the best practices on using version control, which is GitHub here, and build something that's super interesting and useful and cool, or just cool, you can be part of one of the top 10 teams. It doesn't impact anything from the partner prize. You can use 3, you can use 0. It doesn't matter. It's a separate criteria. Different founders in crypto will be reviewing your projects for the finalist track. But the cool part about this, in addition to bragging rights for being on stage, is that each of you who become the top 10 finalists will receive... Uh-oh. Okay, you know what? We changed the slide order. Uh-oh. There we go. I have to point this way. This is what I realized. Okay. I'll get to what you win after this slide, which is to be a finalist, your project must be from scratch. We need to be able to see the full history on GitHub, so you cannot just make 3 commits with 1 million lines each and hope that you get to be a finalist. This will also automatically be detected, and you'll automatically be disqualified, and you'll see a notice. And a project must be open source and deployed, so you cannot submit something that's only on localhost. We need to be able to play with it. And for you to actually be a finalist, you need to be here at 3 p.m. to actually demo, so please don't leave or go to sleep, because that makes it slightly hard for everybody. But if you do that, you get to qualify for the finalist pack. And what the finalist pack is another version of a pack that's just for those 10 teams. And for being a finalist, you get ETHGlobal Plus for 1 year. Every person on that team gets another $1,000 in USDC. We'll fly you out to the next hackathon or any hackathon the next 12 months for being a finalist. And you get an on-chain proof of being a finalist, so anyone else, which happens now a lot, which is different companies and protocols, can just automatically whitelist you for different access and other cool perks. And we're doing a lot more events with founders, so you can learn from a lot of them and ask them any questions about how to scale things from 0 to 1. And a lot of startup credits to help you take your projects to production, which is AWS, RPC credits, discounts with security audits. All these things are part of being a finalist, and want to help you get there and help you basically build your dream and make that more and more available to everybody else in this space. And the cool part that we are going to be doing from here on, and this is the first time we're doing this, is the spotlight aspect of all these hackathons. If you haven't already seen this, there's a spotlight section all the way at the back and the other hacking area next to the workshops. And we're letting some of our past finalists showcase what they've been doing over the last few weeks to the last few months and demo it to all of you and really have you play with all these projects that are becoming more than just a fun hackathon weekend project. We have 4 spotlight first-time teams that are coming here. They have a booth at the back. D-Cycle, Pomojoki, Signals, and ZK Passport. All these things came out of the last few hackathons. And interestingly, the first two came out of Prague just 4 weeks ago. And they've done such an incredible job polishing everything from that weekend project to showing you what's on their tables now. And we want to help support more of this. So the teams that are finalists this weekend will get to be part of a future Spotlight event. And we'll get you to the next country we're in and help you showcase your work to a lot more people. Now, the most important part, which is judging. Just the way you selected the prizes, we're going to have a similar choice for judging. Judging starts immediately after project submission, and that's 9 a.m., which is the deadline. And judging will begin 30 minutes later. So when that happens, there's going to be two parallel processes for judging. There's a partner judging, where you are, if you just selected the partner track, you go to your partners and demo them. And there's a separate process for finalist judging, which is what happens here. And both of them happen from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So in 3 hours, everything must be judged. What it means is that if you select just a partner prize, which means all you are trying to do is win some prizes from our partners and not be one of the top 10 teams, you get to go to the table, your partner, and demo your projects to them. Not every partner will want that. Some of them will only look at what you submitted on your project, but some of them will let you come up and demo and ask questions based on what information they want to learn from you. On the finalist judging process, you will be assigned a whole new set of judges who are not any of our partners, and they will ask you a whole different set of questions, and you get to demo to them. And that's the list of teams we'll look at to determine the top 10. What this means is that your worst case is 4 possible demos. Each demo is going to take you 7 minutes. That's the time per team. So if you select 3 partners that you want to qualify for and also the finalist track, you have to do 4 demos in that same 3 hours. You can go anywhere in any order, but you're going to have to manage that on your own. And we recommend that either you plan that early or you get there fast, or, well, don't try to do 4 demos. Pick really 2 good projects that you really want to integrate and simplify your life a little bit. And that's all you need to know. Anytime you submit the partner track, everything you need to give to the partner to help them evaluate who won is going to be on your submission page on the dashboard. You can go to any of their booth. Some of them will say, we don't need to worry about demoing to us. We'll just look at what you submitted. And the order doesn't matter. So just go whenever you feel like there's an empty spot or the line is small, and you should be ready. The other piece here is that they're going to primarily look at all the information you put in the project, not just the physical demo. So please make sure you're giving a lot more thought into how something works and why and how you use their technology in the description, instead of hoping that you get to show them by turning your laptop over and they'll automatically understand. They're going to see hundreds of projects. They're not going to remember everything. So they need to be able to reference back by going to your project page and really help remember how everything is going to be. You get 7 minutes, 4 minutes for a demo, and 3 minutes for Q&A. So it's also important that you practice what you're going to demo and try to keep it under 4 minutes, because we will cut you off. And this time we're going to cut you off in a really fancy way, and you're going to find that out on Sunday. We also recommend that you record a video demo so that if something goes wrong, localhost doesn't work, it's not compiling, testnet is down, magic problems come up, you never know. Just record a video, upload that anyway, because if something goes wrong, you can play that, and we'll accept that as a backup only if it exists on your submission page. But we recommend and we want you to do live demos, because that's when you actually see what works and what's not ready. And we really recommend that you don't do this thing last minute, because from doing this thing for 7+ years, I can tell you that it'll take you at least 40 minutes, if not 1 hour, to get your project ready for submission. You need screenshots. You need to record a 4-minute video, which means you're going to record a 4-minute video 3 times to see which is the best one. That's like 12 minutes. You need to write a lot of descriptions. For any prize you select, you have to select where in your code base you're importing that library. You need to actually put the line of code in there. It will take you a bit of time, and we show you all the information you need, so you'll be able to see tomorrow morning on your dashboard all the questions you have to fill out. So just be ready ahead of time, so you don't have to figure out what information you need on Sunday at 8:30 a.m., because you're going to be in some trouble. And all this happens on your dashboard, and anyone on your team can submit this. So it doesn't matter who's the team lead or who created the team. Any one of you can edit and submit. Just make sure you don't override each other's work. and coordinate that with each other. And we really recommend these best practices for actually doing a good demo, which is record a video, because it just saves a lot of you time. And even if the judges are confused, if our partners are confused about, wait, how did this work or what did they do, they can just record, they can watch the video on a project page, pause and really understand and ask you a better question. We also don't want you to do a lot of slides. Like, don't worry about your background. We don't need to know where you went to school, what other degrees you have. Spend maximum 30 seconds on introduction and spend 3.5 minutes on showing people a working demo, and give yourself the most amount of chances to help people understand what you built. Use GitHub properly. It's not hard, but please don't write 3 commits with 800,000 lines. We'll give all of you the very first commit, which is setting up Foundry or some other boilerplate. That's okay, but after that, start using branches. Make sure each of your team members are properly committing things. Do not upload files directly. Use it properly, because if you win a prize and we notice that there's not a lot of GitHub activity, we treat that as cheating, because we have no idea if you did this before or during the hackathon, and we would rather be more conservative than assume that this was done over the weekend. So we're making that very upfront. We have automatic GitHub checks that will tell you that this is not going to win a prize. Just start committing small code and do it more frequently. And there's a lot of ways you can do that now, especially with AI apps. But help us make sure that you get the prizes faster. And as the more detailed your prize submission is going to be, the better it's for you. So to sum it all, make the submission as good as possible, because the best version of your page not only helps you win a prize, but it also helps you share this with everybody else after this weekend. That was a lot of logistics. If you have any questions, you can always find me or anybody else on our team, and we'll help you. But we also want to make sure that you get help on the non-technical stuff too, or technical stuff too, which is we're setting up dedicated mentorship channels. You can not only ask people on Discord, but there's an actual mentor station where people are going to be taking shifts 24/7, so you can find somebody there at any point in the day, and you can find our mentors, because they're not construction workers. They're wearing this green thing. Anybody here can basically code. Find them, ask them any question, and they'll help you. And you get to not spend more time shouting at your computer. You can help save a lot more time if, well, Claude doesn't respond. I don't know. But these are all amazing mentors. They'll be at the station. They'll be walking around. Very easy to find. There's like 5 of them sitting in the audience. Even better. And everything else is on email, Discord, and us in person. Come grab anybody you know from the ETHGlobal team. That's majority of everything that I want you to know. The important piece about this weekend is that, well, this is an in-person event. People are here from so many different parts of the world. And we want to make sure that everybody follows our code of conduct and looks at the rules of this event. The code of conduct is very simple. You can read everything on this URL, but please be respectful to everybody in here. Any sort of abuse or harassment, no matter who it's from or to whom, will not be tolerated. We'll take immediate action, and that action is you'll be kicked out of the event and you'll be banned for life. So please make sure you are respectful to everybody else. And the other part about the hackathon is that anything that you build here is owned by you as that team. So no partner, no single person on your team, and neither ETHGlobal can claim ownership to it. Everybody who submitted that project is an equal owner, and you can do whatever you like with this. You can make a commercial, you can do whatever you want, you can all go in different directions. You are equal owners of the intellectual property of your work. Other stuff. I want to bring on 2 amazing people here on stage to tell you about who they are and why this event is really important to them and what they do and how you can be part of that ecosystem too. And I'm going to start this by bringing on Sergey from 1inch to tell you everything that you need to know about the things that they've been doing and how everything started. So please give a massive round of applause to Sergey.
Hi everyone, my name is Sergey. I'm co-founder of 1inch. We are very happy to be here. We love to support Ethereum Global Hackathons because we were born in ETH New York back in 2019. And it's me on the photo. not this guy who was sleeping. I'm this guy who is sitting second night. It's my personal record, 56 sleepless hours on this hackathon. I and Adam, we were traveling around the globe, hunting the Ethereum global main prize. And trust me, this is very difficult. After the first half year, we got the first one, and then after the second come after additional six months. So I think these guys give us the main prize because they thought that we will not come anymore. So to our bounties, we have 3 prize pools. Please come to our booth. We will try to help you. We will explain you how you can use our protocols. We are looking for extension of our cross-chain swaps on implementation on non-EVM chains. We are looking for hooks for limit order protocol, what is based on intents. And we are looking that you are using our Web3 APIs. So if you need a Web3 RPC endpoint, you can easily get an API key and access all the APIs what we offer, including also some wallet APIs what you normally need in your D app. We are also happy to announce online hackathon what will start on July 25th together with Ethereum Global. The topic is Unite DeFi, Think Beyond Limits, Shape Boundless Web3. So our plan is to unite the whole DeFi, what is now fragmented across multiple blockchains, and we bring everyone back to Ethereum. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here.
Amazing. Thank you. Next up, I want to bring on Ian to tell you all about World. So please give Ian a big round of applause.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ian Dillick. I lead DevRel at the World Foundation, and I'm here to tell you about what we're here to do in Cannes. So, World answers this one really big, important question. How do you know who or what is a real and unique person online? AI has made it harder than ever and more important than ever to know that you're actually interacting with a real human on the internet. And World ID is how we answer that question. World ID lets applications know that their users are real, unique humans doing an action only once without revealing anything to anybody about who that unique human is. And the orb is sort of the primary entry point to World ID. The orb is what actually checks to make sure that you are a real human by running a bunch of machine learning models locally on the orb and using the pattern of your iris and some bleeding edge cryptography. It checks to make sure that you're unique and only verify one World ID at the orb for any given real human. We've built World ID to be privacy first, decentralized, and open source. If you want to learn more about all of those things, I can talk about it for hours at our booth. And there's a lot of really valuable use cases for World ID. Voting, right? We can finally do one person, one vote systems in Web3. Customer incentives are one that I find particularly interesting. World ID is the thing that could bring back the Netflix 2-week free trial because you can't just spin up another World ID the same way you can spin up another email address. And our focus here in the hackathon is on mini apps. These are apps built for the World ecosystem using the World App Wallet, World Chain, our own OP Stack Layer 2, and World ID. You get seamless integration with everything within our ecosystem, great user experience, great dev experience, and the really big thing is distribution to the 29 million users of World App, of which 13.5 million are Orb verified, 8.4 million monthly active users of World App, and for mini apps, it's now 8 months. I should have updated that. But over 3 billion impressions for mini apps, 13 million unique people have used mini apps, 500,000 daily active users of mini apps, and we have 20K in bounties for teams that build these mini apps. So first, second, third, pretty standard. We have up to 4 honorable mentions and a $3,000 pool prize. Thank you all very much.
Amazing. Those were the 2 of our partners. I want to wrap things up quickly, so I want to quickly talk about all the other prizes. I'll keep this very short. $275,000 in prizes are being given away this weekend. one more time. Okay, hold up. What? $275,000 of prizes are being given away this weekend. 1inch Layer Zero World are giving 20,000 in prizes. All these partners are giving 10,000 each in prizes. That's a lot of them combined. And we have the third group, which is 5,000 in prizes. All this information is on the website, on the prizes page. But the part that is important for you to know is that every prize comes with a link to how you can get started very fast, which means you get to see the workshop directly linked to the prize. You get to see existing code you can just clone and not have to worry about the setup. You can see all the documentation, and some of them are even letting you use AI easily by referencing the LLM.txt file. And you get to use all of that to help simplify your life this weekend and save a lot more time. So with that, I want to wish all of you, wait, who's still looking for a team? Wow, one hand, two hands. I think you should. Okay. Well, if you're still looking for a team and an idea, we're going to do a workshop in 40 minutes in workshop room 1, all the way at the end of the hall. And we're going to help each of you connect with more team members, anywhere from I'm looking for somebody who knows smart contracts, or I know smart contracts and want somebody with front end. We're going to help build that. If you're also looking for ideas, you can be part of this session and really figure out what is interesting that you can build that is on someone else's wish list and be part of that project. And last thing I want to say is, well, make sure that you are having a good time here. Pace yourself. You don't need to stay up all night. Prioritize sleep, prioritize your health. We want this to be fun for you. We want you to just see what's possible, explore cool things. And the very big goal at the end of the day is about learning. If you end up realizing that I learned something new that I did not know today, and that you have this realization 36 hours from now, that is a massive win. If you didn't finish something, you should still show it to our judges, because you get to talk about how far you got and still get feedback from them, because we're not expecting you to create miracles. You can do anything you like here, and we want to help support you. So please enjoy, and happy hacking. See you all on Sunday.